I thought that his F-bomb was very smooth. Very smooth.
No, it was telling he did it for effect, right? Where he's saying
The moonlight glow, the vibe is tight. Gem and Dame on the mic till the break of night. We bring the heat
YouTube
while the
updated
city's
their policies
asleep.
on what you can and cannot say on YouTube. Now, normally we don't talk about like stuff like that, but I think it's interesting and informative because from a technology perspective, it's setting a precedent. In the past, from my understanding, they've been much more stricter. So I would like y'all to go ahead and listen to this and you know, let me know what y'all think.
Hey creators, Connor here. Today we're updating our advertiser-friendly guidelines for content with strong profanity in the first 7 seconds. These uploads will now be eligible to earn full ad revenue. 2 years ago, we updated this policy, and you gave us feedback about how we could do better. You told us we didn't do enough to explain the specifics.
That's
We
crazy
published the changes in our help center, but didn't make a video to explain the changes in clear terms.
that you can't cuss in
We
the
may
first
have
7
even made a
seconds.
couple popular reaction videos based on that very policy update and how we approached it. We continue to make efforts to be clearer in communications that meet you on the right surfaces. Let's get into it. So, previously, uploads with strong profanity in the first 7 seconds would not be eligible for full monetization and would have gotten the yellow dollar icon.
That's
You
crazy.
may be asking, why were we restricting usage of profanity at the start of content at all? And why are you removing restrictions now?
That's a good
So, some
question.
background. We introduced this guideline to align with broadcast standards. Advertisers expected ads on YouTube to have distance between profanity and the ad that just served. Those expectations have changed, and advertisers already have the ability to target content to their desired level of profanity. But it was hearing your thoughts on our policies that ensured we could make this
That's
change
crazy
better.
though.
And it's your feedback that helps us to identify where we should focus next.
Can you
So,
pause that real quick
keep coming.
before he gets into that? That's crazy, right? He said it's based on broadcasting standards, which means that if there was, let's say, a certain sport, right? Uh, and they're saying that based on those standards, that these words he's about to get into were previously not approved to say. So what I'm getting at is, in theory, if what he's saying is true, then if you were to watch a show on regular schmegular TV, the level of the words he's going to get into is fair game. Drop some drip in the comments what y'all think about this when he gets
oh
into
no.
his work.
For me, I think that it shows polish anyway when you can use other words. Just sometimes you use it for comedic value, etc., etc. But when you are mousing over a video, or when you previewing it on on your feed,
It
and
sounds like they
then
got a
it might be a
problem.
kid, right? Or you might be on your television and you just looking at YouTube around with the family, and then you might want to click on it, you might not, but
Bleep,
then all of
bleep,
a
bleep,
sudden,
bleep, bleep,
yeah, you
bleep,
like,
bleep,
well,
bleep.
dang. Right, like I ain't trying to click on this video anyway. So it can be distasteful for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. So to me, that it makes sense as long as people were provided, that information up front. Now, if they didn't explain it specific to that, and you were just being demonetized and you didn't know why, then this is a good video for that.
There's a
So I'm
lot of that going on too. Like a lot of people, if you go on just any of the platforms, like people are getting demonetized for stuff and they can't really figure out why. But I think just to give some context about this video, like as creators and stuff, they give us like these types of videos to be like, hey, this is the update. Like they do. I think personally, I think YouTube and Google do a great job of updating when they have a new policy. The problem is understanding the actual holistic policy that existed before you entered the ecosystem. So these things are great. This is I commend them. I think they do a really good job with these videos, with the way they push certain things that are relevant to people. However, I don't think that there's a easy way to navigate how people are demonetized or have issues on their videos. They can't go to something similar to this and then troubleshoot what's going on. But we'll get into let him
Yeah.
explain in his video what he
I
means
mean,
by
to me, you can be as profane as you want to, but you're gonna miss out on marketing opportunities. And I
I
mean,
know.
nobody said taking away your freedom of speech, but you might not have freedom to make money off of it. And
Well, not now,
so,
because this is what they're saying. Like before, what you said, yeah, but not now. Now it's fair game based on some of these
So
words
what
when
do
he
we
gets
mean
into
by
it.
strong profanity? Moderate profanity is words like
We have
asshole
to
or
show that
bitch.
screen.
Strong profanity includes
There we
words
go.
like fuck. I don't think we need to use more examples, but you get the idea. While you can now use these words in the first 7 seconds without impacting monetization status, it's important to note monetization will remain limited if you use moderate or strong profanity in titles or thumbnails. Additionally, you have to pick and choose your fucks carefully. Using strong profanity with high frequency, think about a compilation video of the best swearing from a character in a show, where it's used in most sentences in the upload. That high frequency usage remains a violation of the advertiser friendly content guidelines. Lastly, this is not a free license to use swear words in any context, and our community guidelines still apply to all content. We hope creators are excited about this update. My team and I will be reading through every comment you leave under this video, so let us know what you think.
Drop some drip in the comments. I thought that his F bomb was very smooth. Very smooth.
no, it was telling he did it for effect, right? Where he's saying that some people use it, but these days, I'm just gonna be for real. Like it's in the workplace, it's in normal conversation. People doing it around their kids. I have seen kids talking like that with their parents, and the parents not batting the eye. Like, hey, this is how they talk or are allowed to talk in the
In the classroom.
in the home.
Oh,
And some kids might have a certain disability too, that they just are unfiltered. And so I know of a family, they're not in the US, they're overseas, and the kid has a disability where she says what comes to mind, and she tries to calm it down, but whenever she feels a certain kind of way, it's coming hard, heavy, fast from the Navy. You know what I'm saying? Straight sailor. And they so it's more so along the lines of that, but um it's part of the vernacular for a lot of different people these days. So uh you know your moral proclivities, if you will. Big words, big facts,
I think it's
big
just like I
data.
said. I think it's I think it's interesting because, like I said, keep in mind what he just said. They align with broadcasting standards. So what I'm aligning here from micro to macro is this applies when you start seeing the games that come on TV. Because before they used to bleep that stuff out, like when they like somebody get hit. Oh, you know,
Yeah, it was like the
you,
2-minute tape, but the thing is that
they ain't
they
even gonna bleep
keeping
it no
up
more.
with but they keeping up with with social media. Somebody posting it right soon after anyway. So eh, right then, that whole thing. So the way the information's coming is too quick for them to try to use that as an excuse to hold tape. So yeah,
So
you gonna get
yeah,
it how you live. That's basically what's
drop
being
some drip in
said.
the comments. Based on what Cash's page just said, like, do y'all think that that's not having couth? Do you think that it just times have changed? And based on that, your people shouldn't judge how your kids or how you behave more openly. That's definitely a more open. If you look at like a generational thing, right? Back way back, they would not talk like that in professional spaces. You would have to go to the barber shop. You got to go to the family, reunion where all the adults are totally separated from the kids type of time. And even those adults, like it's way back in the day, it probably was like the women were over here talking about XYZ and the men were over there talking about XYZ. It was never like everybody smoking, drinking, and cussing.
Soft moonlight, news and tales drift through the air. Advice served with a velvet flare.